So if you're watching this video, you've no doubt clicked it because it says Fiend Q&A. So let's get right the fuck into it. We're going to start focusing more on my solo content this year, and thought what better way to advertise that than answering the 6 or so questions I get asked constantly by people who like the channel and seek me out elsewhere. But before that, beer done right. Let's fucking go, shall we? Okay, so I guess read out the initial message that inspired this Q&A for anyone who's watching this, but not watching it and just listening to it behind the scenes. Oh god, I'm rusty. For clarification, this is the first video I've made of 2021, and I've not recorded in about a month. So this year, I'm going to start making more solo content for my personal channel, the thing you're watching right now, folks. And we're going to start with a Q&A video. So if you have a question you'd like answered, respond to this tweet with it. And the first response we have here from Adam, at Lonely Adam number 2. Oh man, you know it's a Lonely Adam when there's only 2 of them in the world. Do you like Superman 3? I've never seen it, so no comment. Okay, next question. Besides opening a beer with, well, everything, what is a strange talent of yours? Ruining the moment and being sarcastic. Would you consider writing, writing your own piece of fiction? And if yes, what kind? No, I'm terrible at writing fiction. Fiction is not my wheelhouse in the slightest. I would never consider doing it because I don't consider it to be something I am good at or enjoy. Oh, favourite item you've been handed to open a beer with? I wouldn't know about my favourite, but the one I've enjoyed opening a beer with the most was a cricket ball, because people said it couldn't be done, and then I did it. So I opened a beer with a round object. Katie Brown, how is Gizmo doing at the moment? Gizmo's doing fine. Due to the lockdown, I've unfortunately been unable to visit his owner, but I spoke to his owner on several occasions, and Gizmo's doing fine. He's a fat-ass loaf of bread. What is the weakest arc in Dragon Ball Super, and how would you rewrite? I don't know. I thought Dragon Ball Super was alright. No real comments about it beyond that. Have you ever thought about dyeing your hair? No. Are there any other passions you have besides writing and gaming? I really love your stories about bartending. Got me thinking about other fun stories you might relate to, cool skills and things like that. I guess I do, yeah, but writing and gaming are the only 2 that I feel comfortable putting out into the world. You know, writing on the Fiend channel and then gaming on this personal channel here. I put enough of myself out there online. I feel like I'm entitled to have some things that I keep to myself. Any music recommendations? No. You like chicken? Yes, although I'm trying to eat less meat this year, just for health reasons and, you know, save the environment, that sort of thing. Why did you found Big Wangers Incorporated? And then someone says, don't know the story, but let's be real, it's a great ass name for a company. I buy it if it has Big Wangers Inc. on it. I don't give a fuck. So the real answer is my accountant, a friend of mine, told me it's easier to do taxes for a business if you're a business yourself. Also, it's easier to do taxes for something like a YouTube channel if you're a business. So I incorporated as a business, and he told me I can call the business whatever I wanted to. So I chose Big Wangers Incorporated because it's funny. So yeah, that's that one. You get to give one historic figure a straight open part. I don't care. I'm like, those are such boring fucking questions. It's like, you can invite one person, living or dead, to a dinner party. I don't give a fuck. Favourite Kuju, I'm guessing that's Kaiju from the Godzilla series, besides Godzilla Mothra. Strong female characters that I relate to. What do you think of popular comedians punching down on alphabet people? I'm not sure what that means. But this person's like, fuck it, I'm asking 4 questions, so get good, everybody else. This person asked 4 questions. Is dog or cat shaming top tier entertainment or abuse? And why is it both? So that's not a question. You're just asking me to agree with you. Your favourite out of context songs from video games? I'm not sure what the question is there. Out of context songs. So let's pass again. If you could permanently kill or revive any MCU character, who and why? I wouldn't want to kill or revive any of them. I think they've got a good thing going on with that universe, and I'm curious to see where it goes. And my input would probably not help. Hi Karl, don't know if you had an interest in D&D, Dungeons & Dragons I'm assuming, but if you were to play the game, what class and race would you play as? Also, thank you to the team. Oh, it's appreciated. I've played Dungeons & Dragons on occasion, but it's a game that requires a hell of a time sink, and it's a time sink that I just can't afford right now. I just do not have the time to invest in playing Dungeons & Dragons, and I certainly know that a lot of the friends I have who would play Dungeons & Dragons certainly don't have the fucking time to do it, because I work for myself and I don't have time to play Dungeons & Dragons. They've got, like, you know, actual real jobs with actual time constraints and shit like that, so they've got no chance. So as much as I'd like to play it, I don't have the opportunity to, and like the few times I played it in the past, I just played generic stock character that they gave me because I don't understand the game's mechanics too much. What's it like running a somewhat large YouTube channel? It's okay. What's the most surprising thing you've ever come across while researching something? I wouldn't know off the top of my head. I've researched literally thousands of articles over the last 10 years. So none particularly jump out at me because they all tend to blend into one another after doing it for so long. What character do you feel has never had a good TV show or film for no explicable reason? In the last 10 years, Superman. What was the most difficult thing for you when the dark times started? Just not being able to socialise anymore, which I think is, you know, a pretty generic answer, but hey, here's what it is. I enjoyed meeting up with my friends 2-3 times a week, especially people on the channel, having a couple of drinks, like, you know, before or after a recording session, just hanging out with Lucas and stuff like that. Yeah, it sucks that I can't do that, but I understand why. Like, we all have to make sacrifices, and it's just something we have to do. What's an important professional goal that you've had? What's an important professional goal you had that you didn't meet, and how did you adapt, deal, pivot, continue afterwards? This isn't a job interview, so I don't care. What's your funniest story from recording? Off the top of my head, I wouldn't know. We've recorded, I think, 600 videos now. Same with the article thing and the research thing, they all blend into one another. Once the Rona is done and it's fairly safe to travel again, is there a place you would like to go you haven't been, and where would that be? There is a place I'd like to travel. I just want to see more of the world. There's no specific plans at the moment. I just know that when the dark times end, there are places that I want to go that I haven't been to, and I don't know what they are because I don't really want to think about it because I feel like it depressed me. What are your favourite subjects, historical figures, comic book characters, or historical events, for example, to cover in your videos? It doesn't matter. The idea behind the channel is that it's just stuff that I'm interested in, so everything on the channel is something that I'm interested in, and that my enthusiasm for that subject, whatever it may be, will come across in the actual video itself, which I'm hoping that it does. We understand... we, the audience, know you have a love of comic books, games and films, as that's what you write articles and videos about. However, what kind of novels do you enjoy? And is there a particular series of novels you personally recommend? I mostly read non-fiction, so I'm not too big on novels. Fiction's not really my thing. And I mostly read reference books and things of that nature. So, we've got any bookshelf is behind me. Oh God. Yeah, bookshelves behind me, I've got stuff like this, like old Pelican books. This is Memory. It's just a book about memory for the Pelican series, the Library of Greek Myth, and then just what happened in history. Just little things like this, old reference books. I buy them from bookshops on sale, and then I go through them, one, to hone my own writing style, because it's a good thing, I feel, for my writing style, writing like factually, with some humour thrown in to see how facts are presented and gotten across in various reference textbooks. For that reason, I like reading a lot of like things like Pelican books, Penguin books, because they're written for, I think, experts or like, you know, at least amateur enthusiasts and children respectively. And it's good to see how that difference is realised. Because something I talked about with Simon Whistler once is part of my job is becoming a temporary expert on any given subject when I'm researching an idea, And one of the things that I like to do to get a feel for how a subject is explained to a layperson is look at children's textbooks, because children's textbooks have to explain ideas to people who have literally zero grounding or just background knowledge of that information. So I find that quite helpful. And also as well, it's just good to find interesting facts in just these dense ass textbooks nobody reads anymore. Next one. Oh, god damn it. Any games that you like that we don't know about? Never made a series on for one reason or another. Probably, yeah. Not all of my life is online. Oh, there we go. Big Titty Jesus, number 42. What they got to say? And they even have it as their at name. What's the one TV show you absolutely hate and the one you couldn't live without? I don't think there's any TV show I couldn't live without. My life doesn't revolve around the media I consume. If you're one of those people, please consider getting better hobbies. One that I absolutely hate, probably The Big Bang Theory, just not good. Favourite memories playing a video game, 360 cockspin. A friend of mine had Grand Theft Auto 4 and he was playing it, and I remember once he was driving along and his character got hit by a car, and for some reason his model got stuck on the front of the car, did a perfect starfish and then rotated, did about a 720 on the bonnet via his penis, which we ended up calling the 360 cockspin. Favourite book? I wouldn't know. I said I'm not too big into fiction. I just read a lot of reference textbooks, so I wouldn't say any of them are favourite, but there's a lot of cool information in them. Do you remove the crust when making cheese on toast? No, how are you supposed to hold it? The crust is the thing you hold. What's the most weirdest or difficult food you've ever cooked? I'm pretty simple. I'm northern and grew up on a council estate. The most difficult food I tend to cook is like just roast dinner. How many objects can you open a beer with? Many. What's your opinion on the band Gorillaz? I think they're alright. It's got a cool gimmick, but they're not a band that I go out of my way to listen to. When they have a new album, I'll pop it on because, support good artists. I believe you've spoken about animal shelters and caring for animals. Do you have any other opinions about conservation, sustainable farming, or cruelty in the meat and wildlife capture industry? I do, and I tend to keep it to myself because I don't feel like I'm all too well informed on those things. Right, it's just a morality thing for me. Like, my dad's vegetarian and was quite recently, in fact, only the last couple of years, he became vegetarian for health reasons. And I've tried to make moves to eat less meat myself for similar reasons. What pushed you, got you started on a YouTube channel? Was it a coincidence or a dream or something else? Money. I wrote for about 5 years for Today I Found Out, and basically ended up becoming their de facto writer because I was writing 3 articles a week for them and was on that level of writing for about 3 years. And when they started their YouTube channel, the first video that they had that went viral was one that I wrote, and it is what happens when you land on the free parking square of Monopoly. And then I watched as that channel went from strength to strength off the back of my work. Obviously, there's no hard feelings there. I was paid and compensated very well for those articles, but I saw that I think when the channel got to 1 million subs or close to it, I checked the top 10 most viral videos they had, and 8 of them were written by me, and the other 2 were based on ideas I researched for them and suggested as ideas another writer may want to research, and realised, well, if people are this keen to watch someone read out my articles, surely I can get somewhere close to that doing the same thing, because the only difference there is it's someone else reading the articles, i.e. me. Yeah. What books do you like? Favourite game of all time? Favourite game recently? Oh god, these are boring, man. These are people who try to talk to girls on Tinder and it goes really fucking bad because they just don't ask a question that inspires any kind of response other than what part of the creative process do you like the least? This part. It's part of YouTube I never anticipated having to do. What's your favourite fast food chain? What's your favourite specific order from said chain? Probably McDonald's, the classic. Get a Big Mac, a cheeseburger, a Big Mac meal, a cheeseburger, and a McChicken sandwich. I don't do that much anymore because I can't go to the gym as much, so yeah, I can't justify ordering the extra burger. What Daft Punk songs are your favourites? Get Lucky, from the new album, pretty good, but that's like the really overplayed one. And then Technologic. from the classic days. Considering how bad 2020 was in a lot of aspects, what was your favourite moment or thing that happens last year? Oh. Pass. What is your beer of choice, given the option of all beers you have ever tried? Hoegaarden Rosé. Tried it in Belgium. Fucking sick. Is it a huge waste of time and resources to produce so many audio logs or codex entries in their game? Hell no. You get some of the best lore. Now, they're the things for the people who really, really want to delve into the universe of the world. Or the universe that's been established by the creators. Like, I'd be really annoyed if I went to Dead Space and they had no audio logs and codex, because they're super fun and help you explore the world that you're in and make you feel more alive and real. If you could have anyone at all on the pod, fuck's sake. If you could invite a celebrity, living or dead, to a dinner, it's like, god damn it. It's the weirdest night you've ever had out for a drink. I'm not going to tell that story. That's a story for me and the people who were there. If you build your own ultimate superhero, what powers and abilities? I don't care. We talk about band names a lot on Wiki Weekends. I'm curious what your own band name would be. I'm not going to tell people because then they nick it. So they must have asked another question. I must have missed it. Although you could never turn into an article, will you ever do the most creative ways people ever drawn a penis? Maybe it's on my list of things. I've already got enough shit to do with it. What was the most influential people are dumb in the world really with? Weird story that you believe got you into the line of what you do today? Nothing like that got me into the writing. I just saw an ad said you can get paid for researching articles, and I was already reading on Cracked, and I was reading articles already. I thought I can do this, as a lot of people do presumably, and then I did it. If you can make your own super villain movie, I don't care. Whatever's coming out soon, I'm sure it's going to be good. So I don't think too much about like things that I want to see that might not exist. What, in your opinion, is the best beer? Hoegaarden Rosé. If you have a very specific, very admirable stance on YouTube sponsorships that a lot of creators don't have, is there any company you would love to be sponsored by, assuming they met your terms? Brothers, Toffee Apple Cider, love this shit. Any drinks or food manufacturer, because they presumably would send me a bunch of their stuff that I could then have at the office and share that with the other members of the team. Thoughts on virtual reality? It's alright, innit? What's your dream place to visit and why? I think it's a dream place I'd like to visit. There's nowhere particular that's been on my list. I'm like, I need to go here before I die. There's just a lot of places that I think would be cool to go to. So I'm not sure how to answer that question. What's the coolest thing you own? I'm not going to show it on camera. It's too neat. What's one place in the world you haven't been to but want to visit? Yeah, see, this is why I don't do Q&A too much. Like, within the space of a question, I've got the same question again. Do you watch or listen to other fact-based creators? No. I absolutely 100% avoid doing anything like that because I don't want to be accused of stealing my content from somebody else. In fact, I go out of my way to avoid writing or talking about anything that has been discussed on another fact-based channel. And specifically to avoid that potential just drama of you stole this idea from someone else. It's like, I really, really fucking did not. While researching a story or person, you ever found a fact that made you think there was more? No way, that can't be true. No, after as many years I've been doing it, that can be true. Like, no, as many years I've been doing this, not much surprised me anymore. What kind of things would you have wanted a younger Karl to know about you now? No, I wouldn't want to go back and teach myself anything. Because you know what, it turned out alright. What made you start Fact Fiend? Money. Was it like to be your friend's boss? It's weird, but you know, you get used to it. Like, we're all happy and we're all earning decent money doing something we enjoy. You can't really complain. If you could have a beer with 3 people, for fuck's sake, why do people give such a shit about what would you do if you could meet a dead celebrity? It's like, I don't fucking know. Ask them what it's like being a zombie. If you could rewrite a script to a movie, show, or original content, what would it be and what would you highlight? I don't care. I'm not in the habit of rewriting other people's content. How often do you add to your cache of topics? All the time. I have 2 to 3 separate Word documents just filled with potential ideas, unfinished articles, and just listicles from my days writing them. That is several hundred, if not over 1,000 items long. And every time I find a new idea, I've got like a book right here, in fact, because I'm at my work desk right now. I've got 2 little books here, little notebooks, it's ideas. Like this is the one that I use when I'm walking around, which I don't do much anymore, but I've got just ideas here. There's not many in there because I also have like a notes app on my phone. This is the new one that I started. There's one on the desk on my shelf behind me. Just constantly just taking notes and ideas like on my phone, on one of those if I have it near me, if I happen to be at my desk, or I'll email myself, or it's just everywhere. I've got like fucking tabs on everything. It's just ideas. So yeah. Would you ever do another telling funny teenage story? We don't do requests. So look at that, block. Don't do fucking requests. Right, in regards to you ignoring facts that seem to be common knowledge, has there ever been a fact you want to add to your 2 cents to? It's too well known to be a video on. Yes, all the time. There's plenty of facts that are fun to talk about, but they're so well known, and they're the ones that I get as requested and suggested to talk about all the time. What do you think about representation nowadays, and if people will stop complaining about a gay or black character in movies, and gamers especially, after the media gets to embrace the MCU? I think representation is always important, and the analogy or metaphor, I'm always confused with those two things, I like to use is that for many, many years, media and representation has been just swerving in one particular direction. And when you get those kind of people, like, gamers, bitching about like representation of like gay people or women or people of colour, feeling like it's pandering, all that is just with turning back in the opposite direction. And when you've been veering off into one direction for decades, you don't tilt a little bit. You have to go all the way back. And that's what's happening right now. And the reason it feels to those people, those angry white nerdy men, it feels just so in their face is because they literally have never seen it before. And anyone who disagrees with representation being a good thing can fuck off the edge of my penis. What's your favourite part about making fact fiend videos? The money. Hi Karl, what would your death row last meal be? Honestly, I don't think too much about what's going to happen if I die. Has there ever been any times where the act of research was as memorable or interesting as the facts you uncovered? No. It's mostly involved me sat at my computer, just researching things. What has been the best way to say fuck off that you can remember doing? And if possible, with context. I don't recall any memorable times I've told someone to fuck off. What is the funniest, dumbest way a brand has reached out to you or wanted to sponsor a fact theme video? Probably when they offer me like £10. And it's like a brand I know is worth a fucking fortune. It's like, what? No. Fuck you, pay me. What inspired you to become a writer? Money. What's something shocking / surprising you've learned running your own business? It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, but I do have an accountant who guides me through almost every single step. Probably that one. Like, it's really, really easy to set up a business and become a business. And there are a lot of things out there that can help you do it. Did your passion for writing start at an early age? No. I liked researching stuff at college and then university, and then realised I could get paid for doing that. I'm like, holy fuck, I can get paid to research dumb shit that and then later, when I made fact-fiend videos, I can get paid for telling people the dumb facts that I researched earlier that day. This is awesome. That's what I was doing at the pub anyway. What do you think, or when do you think your channel won't be viable as a job for you and your Freyans? And what do you want to do after Fact Fiend? Inevitably, like everything else ends. Well, that's actually another video I want to make, just like what we're going to do when Fact Fiend ends, because I get asked it a lot. So I guess tune in at a later date to find out the answer to that one. And thank you to everyone who asked the questions. Hopefully this was illuminating.